Is the GTA real estate market finally starting to turn? Let's break down July's numbers to find out. July brought us an interesting shift. Sales were almost flat, but the number of new homes coming to market dropped dramatically. That means buyers are starting to face a little more competition. So what does this mean for prices? And more importantly, what does this mean for you? According to the last TRREB numbers, there were 5,995 home sales across the GTA in July, down just 0.9% compared to July of last year. But here's where things get interesting. There were 14,484 new listings, which is a significant 17.8% decrease from the same time last year. But at the same time, active listings fell 12.1% year over year to 26,098 properties. So while sales haven't increased substantially, inventory is shrinking faster than sales. TRREB says this results in market conditions continuing to tighten through the summer, and that could be an important trend heading into the fall. Now let's break down price. The average sale price in the GTA was $1,003,956, down 4.5% compared with July of last year. The MLS Home Price Index benchmark was also down 4.6% year over year. However, TRREB reports that on a seasonal adjusted basis, the MLS HPI actually edged higher compared with June. So we're seeing prices remain below last year's levels, but the rate of decline has begun stabilizing. And this is something I'm going to watch very closely as we move into September and October. By the way, if you're finding these monthly market updates helpful, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you don't miss my next GTA market update. Now a quick look at condos. There were 1,564 condominium apartments sold in July, representing essentially flat sales compared with last year at minus 0.1%. But the average condo price was $636,323, down 2.3% year over year. So the condo market continues to offer buyers opportunities, particularly for those who are negotiating carefully and looking at the numbers on each individual property. So what does this all mean if you're a buyer or a seller? For buyers, you still have more choice and negotiating power than you had when it was a hot seller's market, but don't assume prices will continue falling indefinitely. With fewer new listings coming onto the market, competition could increase, particularly for well-priced properties. Now for sellers, pricing your property correctly is more important than ever. Buyers remain super price sensitive, but the shrinking supply of new listings could work in your favor as we move forward into the fall market. The big question now is whether this tightening continues and eventually puts upward pressure on prices. July was not a month of dramatic price increases, but it may have been another step towards a more balanced GTA market. Fewer listings, relatively stable sales, and prices that are starting to show signs of stability could make the second half of 2026 very interesting. If you're thinking about buying or selling in the GTA and want to know what these numbers mean for your specific neighborhood and property, reach out to me. I'm Stevie Longo, and I'll see you next month for your September real estate market update.